guys, today we are going to find out if I have ADD from this online site because everything you hear online is fact. Check WebMD. We're 4chan. So we're just gonna jump right in and get started, and welcome to the Are You Totally ADD quiz, brought to you from online. So grab your hats, grab your stethoscopes, and grab your thermometers, and let's find out what we have. Alright, in the first section for ADD, poor attention to detail. I often make some mistakes in my work. I skim read, I tend to rush things, I mess up dates, get numbers wrong, fail to notice typos, I often overlook details in filling out forms or forget to send attachments, or I tend to make simple errors. I do make small mistakes and I skim read and I tend to rush a lot of things. But I do not forget dates or numbers or things like that. I'm easily distracted. I find it difficult to stick with longer tasks, even leisure activities. I may go off and do something else, or I end up doing several things at once. I am a huge multitasker. If you guys have ever seen any video on my channel, I tend to multitask. Actually, this is a behind the scenes kind of thing, but I do multitask. Like currently I'm watching a video, well, I was watching a video, and then I was editing another video, and then randomly decided to take this test. I struggle to follow complex tasks. Short deadlines work best for me. Yeah, I do enjoy short deadlines because I can feel like I accomplish more than I do in a long-term deadline. I find I am easily distracted during longer conversations and I tend to tune out. I will stare at a person directly in their face, and if I can't hear them or if they just drag out the conversation, I will zone out. I may be looking right at somebody or lost in thought. Sometimes I even lose track of what I'm saying and go off on tangents. Yep, I prefer to jump right in rather than read through the instructions. Yep, I'm just gonna cut it off right there. I have trouble organizing my work schedule, social life, or family obligations. No, because I do have a planner like literally right here that I write down everything in. Like all my work schedules, all my deadlines, my clothing line, if I'm hanging out with somebody, and I do tend to color coordinate them. I have an entire box of these, so I don't just have two colors. I struggle to finish things that demand a lot of focus for a long period of time. Other times I get in the zone and hyper-focus. This is very true. If it's something that I want to do, then I will get in the zone. And if it's something that I don't want to do, then I can't keep focus. I avoid routine tasks that feel monotonous, repetitive, or boring. Refer to point A. When focused with a big task, I will do trivial chores instead. I hate paperwork. I actually do enjoy paperwork. I like paperwork. I'm weird. I often misplace things like my phone keys or TV remote. I just had it a minute ago. This is not true, even though last night I couldn't find my keys and they were in my pocket. I often lose important paperwork, or I cannot find something I just bought. Nope. Unless it's on my desk, and then on my desk I just tend to like throw everything on top of other shit, and then sometimes I do misplace. My home or workspace is cluttered. Just gonna answer yes. I'm easily distracted by conversations, noises, or activities happening around me. Yes. I often lost in thought. My mind will be far away imagining interesting ideas, situations, or conversations. This is very true. But a bit absent-minded, and I'm called a daydreamer. Also very true. When I'm working on something with a friend or whatnot, I like to envision like the project in its full entirety. I often lose track of what I'm supposed to be doing or what I've already done. If I'm presented with a lot of stuff, then I do lose track of what I've already done. When I'm alone, I talk to myself and to stay on track. I have sticky notes everywhere. I bought things and then realized that I've already owned one. I'm only gonna say yes to this because when I'm alone, I do tend to talk to myself about what I need to get done, or does talking to a camera help that situation? Maybe. 9 out of 9! A score of 5 or higher suggests inattention is a problem for you. While most people struggle with these symptoms, that doesn't necessarily mean that they have ADHD. They could be stress or major life events or a number of medical issues, but your score suggests that a full assessment by a specialist who understands ADHD might be in order. About 4 or 5 of the adults the struggle with focus, distraction, and attention. These challenges undermine their goals and good intentions in many areas of life. Let's just jump right into part 2. Welcome to part 2, where we find out if you have hyperactivity disorder. Physical, restless, or fidgety. I grow fidgety during meetings, classes, or church, and I become angsty during long conversations. I fidget with keys, bracelets, coins, pens, twirl my hair, doodle, these things that help me focus. Yes. I tap my foot or bounce my leg when I have pent up energy, constantly shifting in my seat, rocking, tilting my chair back when I'm thinking. I have this thing that, like, if I know only like a select number of people have seen it, or people have seen it and just have never said anything. But if I'm like on a long car ride, if I have like so many thoughts in my head that I'm like hanging out with somebody and I'm just constantly thinking, my leg will actually start bobbing, and it's only, I think it's the right leg. And it'll just start like bobbing really fast, and it's just my fidget. And I've been constantly playing with it, like here, or I was bringing it to one of my jobs and was just using this while I was working because I just needed something to fidget with, because I'm always fidgeting with my phone, I'm fidgeting with like my bracelet, or I'm fidgeting with pencil and paper and stuff like that. So I pace while I'm on the phone. I wish I could pace during meetings. I do not, actually. This is one of the things that a lot of people are surprised at, is that I don't pace when I'm on the phone. I walk faster than others and have to wait for them. I like to be in action and on the move. I do tend to walk faster than a lot of like the people that I hang out with, but I've been consciously trying to like lower my pace and keep up with everyone, because everyone likes to relax and stuff, and I'm just like, yo, let's go as fast as we can. I'm impatient or agitated when things are quiet. This is actually very true. I enjoy driving a lot because I'm always constantly surrounded by music. I have to have noise constantly present. I have frequent job changes or move frequently. I used to move frequently as a kid. I used to move every 2 years, and nowadays, like, I'm being stuck in one place is not a good thing for me, which is why I do love to drive. And I'm constantly going through like 3 to 4 cities a day. I find it hard to relax or work quietly. Small talk is boring. I always have to try new things or change them up. I'm always pushing the envelope, tweaking and adjusting. What if we do it this way instead? Find myself stirring things up or teasing. I often drawing attention to myself. I actually don't like to be the center of attention. I'm one of those like extremely introverted people. I may sound confident while I'm on camera, but also I'm in the confinement of my own comfort zone. I don't like to be the center of attention, like especially out in public, unless I'm like feeling in a super like good, happy, like sporadic mood, and like we're, you know, during the Cherry Blossom Festival or something like that, or like a big event, and I'm just like, hey, like, how are you? What's going on? Yada yada yada. Other than that, I like to be by myself and be quiet and not be the center of attention. It often seems like I'm always on the go, driven by a motor. Yes. I'm drawn to one hobby or obsession after the other. Yes. I went from doing art to modeling to music to back to different types of art. Now YouTube and video editing. I always have lots to say, and I'm not so great at listening. I can be enthusiastic chatterbox who just can't stop. If someone else tries to speak, I get louder. This is actually very false, unless I'm talking to Ed. We have this thing about like interrupting each other. It's a 50-50. Like sometimes we'll interrupt each other, and then sometimes we both will just like shut up and listen. Mostly I don't like to get louder when somebody else speaks. I will just instantly cut off what I'm saying and listen to them. I tend to dominate conversations, telling great stories. I'm actually going to answer no for this because I do like to listen to other people's stuff. Ooh, just 3 more to go. I'm full of ideas. My mind jumps and races ahead. I don't sit quietly and consider, but immediately after one idea or opinion after the other. I do constantly have one idea after the other, after the other, after the other. My mind constantly jumps ahead of me. It's kind of a blessing and a burden. I'm instantly enthusiastic and interested by new challenges. I will say yes to this because I always love myself a new, better challenge than the last. I like challenges. I hate lineups or waiting for people to arrive. I will move from one checkout line to the other after seeking the fastest cashier. This is not, I can't answer yes to that because I don't mind waiting in a line, or I don't mind waiting, you know, at the cashier, kind of in the line. I'm not a dick. Life is too short. Enjoy what you have in front of you. I'll go out of my way to avoid slow traffic, but slow traffic means that more music can play. There is a lot on this list that does annoy me, like the friend asking waitresses. I don't like being in the car with other people that like avoid traffic. It annoys me when it's not me. I interrupt, chime in, or intrude on other people's conversations. I feel the need to top someone's story or add your 2 cents. I always have an opinion. I do always have an opinion, but like I said before, I don't like putting in my 2 cents. But I will chime in, but I don't intrude on other people's conversations. Like if they're having a conversation in front of me and they kind of look over, then I'll be like, so we'll answer yes? Your score is 8 out of 9. For hyperactivity and impulsivity, the threshold score is 5 or more. Hyperactivity and impulsivity, the threshold is 5 or more. Your score suggests that these may be issues for you. Since you also scored a 5 or more in part 1, this suggests that you have what we consider predominantly combined subtype of ADHD, which is the most common form of ADHD. ADD and ADHD are the biggest, like, disorders that actually go unseen or untreated, however you want to word that, because a lot of people actually don't know that they have them. And it's also because of, like, how the development of your brain has happened. Like, my brother was diagnosed with ADHD as a kid. Like, I think when we were, like, in 3rd grade. He didn't have it. Like, they tried putting him on medication, but my mom refused. He outgrew it very shortly after that. It's just the fact that, like, they think that the majority of kids have ADHD, when in reality it's just their brain developing, and they're like guppies. If you take something that hasn't fully developed yet, and then you either have 2 options. You can quickly speed up the process of development or fuck it up, or you could just wait until it's developed and then take the next step at that point. For me, I was a very, like, all of this stuff didn't faze me as a kid, but now that I'm, like, older and I'm, you know, developed and whatnot, things have changed. Things have definitely changed. I am very spacey. I'm very, like, you just pick up or adapt or learn new things, or, you know, your body is constantly changing, and every 7 years you're pretty much like a different person. If you liked what you saw in the video, then definitely click that thumbs up button for me. Like I said before, this is exactly like WebMD, where everything should be taken as a grain of salt, even though we all know that the internet is true. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share this video around, make your friends watch it, and there's going to be more content coming up. And I hope that you guys are enjoying what you are seeing on the channel, and if you have any recommendations, then definitely feel free to leave those in the comment section below. I'm always up for learning, you know, what other people want to see on the channel and whatnot, so I will see you guys next time.